Give me 8 minutes and I will improve your communication by 88%. Most people are misunderstood, not because they're not smart, but because they're not communicating clearly. They are misunderstood. But in this video, I'm going to teach you how to communicate with simplicity, with emotion, with visuals, and where people will hear your message over and over and it actually sticks. Okay, are you ready? Here is the thing right here. The brain doesn't remember what you say, it remembers what it sees. This is the key. I remember when I first learned this, right? Any single time I would go out and speak, what began to happen was I started to realize, wait a minute, my message is not landing. Why is that? I will tell you why. It's easier for the brain to process picture than information. Listen to this. Humans process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. Did you hear that? 60,000 times faster than text. So if your words don't paint a picture, they actually disappear. I want you to see this right here. Here is a visual of the left brain, okay, and the right brain. Let's just say that on the left, you have bullet points and words and all of that. And as beautiful as that is, on the right side, if I go and draw something for you, like this image right here of a mountain, heart, money, or, you know, like anything that's in there, what begins to happen is you start to process that. You see the mountain, you see the heart, you see the money, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, or you see a ladder. You're like, I have to climb up this mountain to get to where I'm going. If I say you need better messaging, your brain might shrug. But if I say right now your audience is standing in a fog and your words are the light that cuts through, your brain starts to wake up. Why? Because you're envisioning it, you're imagining it. You're like, okay. So your audience is waking up. Sometimes they can see all that information and it just takes forever to process. So here's the tip. Always use word pictures, analogies, and metaphors. Whether you are drawing on a board like some of my other YouTube videos that I have, or whether right here where you're showing a slide deck, a slideshow, it is better to use pictures, analogies, and metaphors. Here is key number 2. You're speaking from the wrong place. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. I wanted to make sure I have everything here for y'all, all right? So if you speak from your expertise, you'll sound smart. But if you speak from a place of like where people's pain is, they're going to be like, this person gets me. Like they are my answer. You become a solution to their problem. That's what people are looking for, okay? So people are buying relatability. Of course they want credibility, but they buy because they relate to you. So don't start with, here's what I know. Start with, here's what you're feeling. Start with their pain. Because now they're connecting to you on an emotional level. Do you see how I did that there? You're slowing down. You're connecting to their emotional level. You're asking them these questions, right? So imagine, I just want you to imagine for a second, or even if I have this placed on here on this video, right? A hill. And there's a person on this hill that is at the very, very top. And there's a person on the bottom of the hill. Now imagine that you now have to be able to connect with that person on the bottom of the hill. You don't want to shout if you're at the top to connect with your audience. And you don't want to do that. There has to be a bridge. There has to be a bridge, right? That literally bridges the gap. So imagine an arrow going down and there's a message that bridges the gap between you two so that you're not shouting from the top, but you're coming down to relate to your audience. That is the key. So don't shout from the mountaintop, come down, walk with them and lead them up, get them up there. Key number 3, confused people don't convert. If your message is not clear, it doesn't matter what you sell, even if it's the greatest thing, people will not convert. Clarity is currency. Did you hear me? When you're super clear, it's currency. Unclear communication makes people tune out. I've tuned out of many situations where people were talking and I'm like, I just don't get it. And because I don't get it, I cannot buy right now. All right. So usually you have about 5 seconds to say what your product does, who's it for, and how does it relate to them, and what solution do you solve? You usually have that, but now it's like even less. It's like 3 seconds. So you have to be able to communicate at such a quick level. I help who? You have to do that, all right? So you have to be able to say, wait. Like when people see you, they're going to be like, wait, what does she do? Is this for me? Why should I even care? They want to know what problem you solve. That's just everyone. Why should I even care? You have to be able to answer all 3 of these things super fast. When people are confused, they scroll. When they are clear, they will click the button. You know how you give them that call to action to click? When they are clear, they will click. So what is it? You have to be able to say, okay, here's what I do. Here's who it's for. And here's why you should care, because I am a solution to your problem. Key number 4, emotion equals engagement. I don't care where you go, from business to ministry to anything. Emotion equals engagement. Why? People, a lot of the times, don't buy because of logic reasons, right? But they buy because of emotion. They're tied to it. There's something out of it that they want. Okay, so emotion actually activates the amygdala. Did you hear that? It activates that. And with that, there's a higher retention where people will stay on, listen to what you have to say because they're connecting on a different level. So how do you do that? You do that by telling stories. You do that by telling stories. Why should people even care about what you are saying? And how did you get to where you are? They want to know where you were in point A and how did you get to point B? They want to know. So tell stories, use tone, and speak with conviction. The reason I'm able to share this with you right now is because I was at a place where people were like, I don't understand what you are trying to say. Right? So I took what I knew from the ministry part, because in ministry, I was so super passionate about, what God did for me, what the Lord did for me. And all of a sudden I was really passionate about preaching and everything. So it came out and I realized, wait a minute, this is what it actually takes. It takes for me to do this. So I was like, wait, this is a part that people actually need in business to be able to relate to people, because ministries is with people, and so is business. All right. Speak to be sticky, not smart. Did you hear me? Sticky and not smart. The best communicators don't sound smart. The best communicators don't sound smart. They sound simple and sticky. You got to use punchlines, phrases, repetition, alliteration, or rhyme. Make your points tweetable, even if they never tweet, right? Like, so they can put it on X, right? It's X now, not tweet. So they can put it on Instagram. Make it that way. Clarity creates cash. Say less and mean more. You get what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. So make it sticky. Repetition. If people can't repeat what you said, I remember there was actually my mentor who said this. If people can't repeat what you said, they won't remember it, and they definitely won't share it. Did you hear that? If people can't repeat what you said, they won't remember it, and they definitely won't share it, okay? Your words aren't information, they are influence. So if you fix your communication, you will definitely fix your cash flow. If you want to hear more about communication and how it can increase your business to 6 and 7 figures, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to this video today for more content like this. I can't wait to see you on the inside.